Today, we're diving into a really powerful relationship, one between a visionary teacher and the student who basically became the perfect embodiment of his ideals. It's an incredible story of mentorship and deep faith, and it shows how that faith can completely shape a life, no matter how short it might be.
So, what does happen when someone with this huge mission in life finds that one person who doesn't just get it, but actually lives it out, heart and soul? Well, to figure that out, we've got to start with the teacher.
Okay, so our story kicks off with the teacher, a man many people know as Don Bosco. And let me tell you, he wasn't just some priest or an educator. The man was a force of nature, completely driven by this one single life-defining purpose.
What's pretty amazing is just how early his path was set. I mean, he lost his father when he was only 2. Then, at just 9 years old, he has this incredibly intense dream that he took as a literal calling from God to educate young people. And he didn't wait around for some fancy school or a formal title. Nope, his mission began with just one kid, teaching a poor orphan on the streets of Turin.
So, this early start wasn't random. It was all guided by a really profound philosophy. It was never just about teaching, reading and writing. It was something way, way deeper that would define his entire life's work.
At the very core of his mission was this simple but powerful idea. You can't separate education from faith. You can't separate work from prayer. He believed you had to educate the whole person, mind, body, and spirit, because they're all connected on the same journey.
And listen, this was not just a theory for him. He put it into practice every single day. He taught the boys in his care that faith wasn't some box you just check off once a week on Sunday. No way. It was a 24/7 thing. Whether they were learning a trade, playing soccer in the yard, or just eating dinner, it was all an opportunity to connect with God.
Now, you know how every great teacher hopes for that one student, the one who just gets it, the one who lives and breathes their deepest ideals? Well, for Don Bosco, that student was a young boy named Dominic Savio. Get this. This was Dominic Savio's personal motto, a motto he came up with after his very first communion. Just think about that for a second. At an age when most of us are just focused on playing games, Dominic had this incredibly sharp, powerful conviction about right and wrong.
So yeah, Dominic was one of Don Bosco's students, and he was actually studying to become a priest himself. But so tragically, his life was cut short. He got sick and died when he was just 14 years old. And yet, in that incredibly short time, his devotion made a massive impact. He was basically the living, breathing proof of everything Don Bosco taught.
Okay, so if there was one single belief that formed the absolute core of their bond, the real glue that held it all together, it was their shared devotion to the Holy Eucharist.
And you can see this shared belief playing out so perfectly in their different roles. For Bosco, the priest, his life's work was celebrating Mass and giving communion. For Dominic, the student, that exact same devotion meant he would literally just leave a game during recess to go spend a few quiet moments in the chapel.
And I really can't overstate this. For Don Bosco, this belief wasn't just a part of his faith, it was the absolute center of his universe. The belief in the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist, that was the sun that his entire priesthood and everything he did revolved around.
So, what's with this number, 360? What could that possibly have to do with this story of faith? Well, it's connected to one of the most remarkable stories ever told about Don Bosco's devotion.
This is just an incredible story. During one Mass, Don Bosco realizes he's only got 8 communion wafers left in the ciberium, but there are 360 boys lined up. Instead of panicking, he just starts distributing them. And miraculously, they multiplied, so that every single one of those 360 boys received communion. It's just a powerful testament to his unshakable faith.
So after all that, what do we take away from this story? This teacher and his devoted student? Well, their legacy offers a really profound lesson, one that's just as relevant for all of us today.
And maybe the most important lesson here is that neither of them thought they were perfect. Not at all. Their lives were all about the journey, that daily effort to grow, to get a little better, and to move a little closer to that ideal. It's a powerful message about always striving.
And this quote from Don Bosco himself just sums it up all so beautifully. Communion isn't a prize for the people who are already perfect. It's nourishment for the journey. It's this humble recognition that we all need help to become the people we're trying to be. It's all about progress, not perfection. So we're kind of left with this question, right? The story of Don Bosco and Dominic Savio shows us 2 lives completely transformed by a single powerful belief.
It really makes you wonder, what happens when we take our own deepest convictions, and instead of just thinking about them, we actually truly live them out every single day?